Okay, so today we're going to be checking out the chicken coop and the garden. We've worked on these, haven't really recorded much. Takes a lot to think about what to record, but we'll record the progress and just kind of where we're at right now. So we ended up moving the chicken coop to this side, adding a roof, and it's been working out great. The chickens are growing pretty quick. Turkeys are bigger than the chickens. They used to only have this as their coop over there, but we ended up making the entire coop the outdoor and indoor area. And now with the roof, it has protection from rain. And then for the outside, we went ahead and fenced it off. And we left a few trees in there. We cleared up this area. Everything's been working out pretty good, at least with this setup. I don't know if they're gonna get bored once they grow a little more. So this is what we've been doing. We got a camera set up in there so we can keep an eye on them at night, see if any coyotes or anything walk around. We ended up tying what used to be the cat coop. We ended up tying into the chicken coop because the wind knocks it over. So now all of this is all one structure. And it's good because the dogs will protect the chickens from anything wandering around here. They're the alarms. So if they bark, I'll just look in the cameras and see why they're barking. Another thing I've been doing in here was some compost. I had all this that they're going through right now out in this bin for about 2 weeks. But trying to make some compost. It seems like the best idea is to use these pallets to get it to heat up. It's supposed to heat up, and that way it turns into compost. This bin's too small for that. Maybe I'll do something, I don't know, something different in here. But what I'm gonna end up doing is we use this as a shade area, so they would eat their food. I put some water. They had those things that are hanging for water, but they have outgrown that and they drink way too much water. So I got some of these gallons. I put them on this side, but the sun hits them. So I'm gonna go ahead and move them in there, and they'll work out also. They'll keep that pile wet because it needs moisture to keep heating up. So it'll work out both ways, and it'll keep the water shaded. Another thing I'm gonna do is we've been piling up the chicken manure in here. So I'm gonna scoop some of this out there, and it looks like it's clumping up already. But I'm gonna mix some of this into there. Hopefully it all turns into compost. I'm figuring it out, see what works good, what doesn't. So this is all test. Okay, so what I went ahead and did was scoop out all the old pine shavings. This is what was on the outside. Most of the pine shavings that I want to use is what was in there. So I scooped all that out and I added it to the compost which I had in the bin. It looks like the compost was actually working pretty good in this bin. Maybe I'll start another one. What I had done is I raised it, and I think a lot of it was just getting drained out. So what I'll probably do next time is not raise it. I'll just leave it down on the ground and see what happens. The whole reason why we're out here is trying to figure out all these processes, and I guess how we got to the current society is somebody had to go through all this and figure all this stuff out, and we sort of skipped that. We just skipped reaping the benefits of all the hard work. And this is why we're doing Homestead for the most part. It's figuring out how we got to where we got as human beings. we literally pulled everything we have out of the dirt that's on the world. And that's crazy to think that everything we built, a whole car, came out of the dirt. So that's interesting. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is add more pine shavings. I'll probably put the rest of this bag. That way there's some new stuff here. There we go. And then we'll collect these bags. We'll probably make a garden or something out of them. We'll use them as a pot. But chickens will go ahead and move the shavings everywhere. They're already doing that over here. What I gotta do on this side is put a board in the front, because if not, they're gonna pull everything out. And that's what the chickens do to get compost. So you need the chicken manure, which is the chicken poop, and then that's like the nitrogen, I think. Still figuring all the terms and like the science or the how things work. But it's the nitrogen, and then you have the pine shavings, which is the, I forgot what it was called, but pretty much both of those mixed together over time create heat, and there's like bugs or like germs inside that'll break down the pine shavings, and it uses heat. Yeah, you can probably do some research on that. But I'm figuring it out. That's why I'm doing this, trying to figure out, see how long it takes, different combinations, because it does vary. You could use like cardboard, I think breaks down quicker, so that's interesting. Using cardboard rather than pine shavings, even though getting cardboard isn't that easy. It doesn't come from nature, so you have to make cardboard. But at least the pine shavings are a bit closer to nature. It's shaved down pine. One thing we do want to get is a wood chipper, and that's so we could chip all these branches. We have out here a ton of mesquite. You could see right now it's we're in August, end of August, and there's a lot of green here. We do have a big wash over there, which we still gotta go. We found a road over there, pretty cool. We spoke with one of our neighbors, and he was telling us that there was big plans for this area, but something happened and they ended up breaking up and canceled all the plans. So there used to be a road with asphalt and everything that connected all the way over to that side. But that'll be in another video. So right now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is put that board in the front, and so we picked these up. Someone had an ad online for some free containers, and we went ahead and picked them up. We're gonna use these as to have the chickens lay eggs in them. So I think they'll work pretty good. Our chickens don't lay eggs probably like another month or two. They're gonna start laying eggs, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. But at least for now we have them here. Shade is I guess out here shade is a big issue. Today we're at about 100 degrees, which is pretty much as hot as it's gonna get out here. It doesn't really get, 105, maybe 110, but I mean with the hat, and you got some nice winds up here, it's not that hot. For the animals, same thing, keeping them with shade. What we do is we spray down here with water, so you could see that there's moisture all underneath, and they like it. They just go ahead and scratch and they go underneath. Right now they're all hot because I'm moving them around, so you could see them. You could see that they're hot. But yeah, as for the heat, it's warm, but it's not the end of the world. We still got to figure out the feeder. So yeah, that's pretty much it here for the coop. So Yeah, I still got to make a door sometime. I don't know when I'll do that. So we ended up making a garden on the back side of the house for now. Same thing. That's probably going to change in the future, but just got something going, and we're going to adjust as we need. Let's go over there, and I'll go ahead and show you guys that. Into our land and walk around to the other point. So this back on our land, we made our path. We do walk at least once a day, so we've been cleaning it a good amount. And this is about so yeah. So to put this garden together, what I went ahead and did is I had another pallet which had these like 4x4s in it, and I went down, I believe 18 inches, and I went ahead and screwed it into the pallet. Did that on all four corners, and then I used ratchet straps weaved through this mesh. Picked this up at Harbor Freight for like $30, and this is gonna create shade for the garden, which is what the garden needs. It doesn't need direct sunlight, because the sun out here is pretty strong, so to cook the plants. We're gonna see how this works out. The plan, at least for me, is to develop a lot of vines here and then cover all this up. One big issue, at least for me, is rattlesnakes. We've seen 2 rattlesnakes on our land, and then we've seen a couple of them on the road, so they are around. So I don't want me or my family to get bit by one. So we do have to put some hardwire cloth all the way around the shed, or chicken wire or something, to keep the chickens out. So this is gonna attract the snakes. So we're gonna go ahead and figure that out next, how to close it off so a snake can't come in here. And so one thing we created around our land was a walk. We like to go out on walks, and so what we're doing around our land is we started making the path, pretty much just a walk path, just to come out here. Right now we're on the bike path, or on the walk path. I want to be able to get the 4Runner in here, so I'm gonna be knocking down a few more of these trees, make this into a road basically, and this is gonna go all around our plot. So we have 5.3 acres out here, which the perimeter around is about 1/3 of a mile. So it's a pretty good walk, whether you want to come out here and go for a walk or a jog. You just got to be careful with wildlife out here. We did run into a snake actually laying right in the path. Once I get to that, it was somewhere on that side. Once I get over there, I'll go ahead and show you guys. But we found, so this land had already been surveyed when they broke up the plots, and we went ahead and went around with an app, and we were able to find the stakes for the corners of the land. So yeah, this we're gonna go ahead and walk to the first one so you guys can see about how much space there is in 5 acres. It's a pretty good amount of land. So right here, this is our first corner, which the house is in the center, so another times this going that way to the front of the road where we have the wash. We have a road going all the way out that way. So this is the corner, and then this doesn't go straight, this goes at an angle that way towards our other point. So we're gonna go ahead and come out here. So we go ahead and come out here, walk around once or twice a day, and then just see what's going on. We've found Gila monsters out here. We find tarantulas all the time, and then just one rattlesnake the other day. It was a smaller rattlesnake. The first one we killed was actually like 4 feet. That one was about 3 feet. So I still gotta, all right, so we're somewhere this way. We do have a wash on this side, so that's something I gotta show you guys. Yeah, it's a pretty big wash. So our land, I guess we own this wash here, or part of the wash. Our land goes to the other side of the wash and goes all the way to that side. We were over there the other day when we found the stake. So we still got to fence all the property. It's a lot of, I still got to figure out what kind of fence I'm going to use, because it's about 1/3 of a mile. But I'll go ahead and show you guys the wash. So this is the wash on the other side. I could actually go to, no, I'm not going to go right now. Let me see. It's 1:20. It's kind of hot right now. Maybe later in the day I'll go over there. But it's a good amount. It's pretty far over there where our land is. So this is our land here. Goes all the way to that side. We stopped our walkway here. It'd be cool to make this into a ramp also, and then be able to go up there, do some off-roading with the 4Runner. That'd be pretty cool to do. Maybe in the future I'll go ahead and do that. That'll be another project. So this is, if I take out a few more of these trees, I'm pretty sure I could fit the 4Runner. These trees are much easier to take down. I don't know what they are, but their roots aren't that strong. I could take those out pretty easy. The mesquite with all the thorns, those things roots are pretty deep, and I have to cut them with the sawzall, dig them out. And the branches are a lot more dense. So we just nip them on the outside, and then we dig around them and hit them with the sawzall after that. But yeah, it's a pretty nice walk out here. You get a good workout in, whether in the mornings or the afternoon or in the middle of the day with the hat. This is where we're getting to the deeper side of the wash. So that's about 5 feet deep, maybe like about 5.5 feet, and it looks like there's some stone there. So there's like some calcium or something built up underneath all this land, and then you hit that. I don't know how far down that goes, but you can see it runs there. Yeah, you got a yucca plant right there. That one's ours too. Still gotta go over there one of these days. Maybe I'll go over there right now in a little bit. I'll show you guys that road we found. Yeah, this wash actually begins pretty much where our land begins. I thought this wash ran all the way to the top, but no, it looks like all the water dumps into there from up north, and then this thing just runs south. Yeah, you could see the wash here. Just runs all the way up there. Pretty cool. We recorded the other day, but the video got deleted, or they didn't record for some reason. This actually got full and the water was overflowing to the outsides. We built our house 100 feet away from the wash. There are rules, and you can't build too close to washes. So yeah. Oh, so we just got here to the spot. This is where we found the rattlesnake. It was coiled up right here. We had taken her one lap around, and on the second lap, I wasn't walking with them. On the second one, I forgot what I was doing over there. And Alexander actually found the rattlesnake. He was walking ahead. That's usually what we do when we walk. We have one person ahead keeping an eye out for stuff like this. And yeah, we had to kill the snake. So yeah, that was a second rattlesnake that we find. And that's pretty close to the house. That was interesting because we walked around once and didn't see, or we don't think it was there, because we walked right on there for the past. So I'm pretty sure we would have gotten bit if it was already there. Yeah. We're about to make it to the end of the wash over here. And then we went ahead and cleared up a path into the road. So all along where you see all that green plant used to be a road. So our land, and we'll go ahead and go over there right now. Gotta keep an eye out here for any rattlesnakes. Right now around this time they're underneath the bush hiding away from the sun because it's pretty hot. They're not wandering around too much right now. Probably around 6 o'clock they start to come out and start hunting. Yeah, we pretty much cleared all this up, and here it is. So this is the road that was here, and this is where the wash begins. This is all pretty much a road. So you can see the wash begins here, and it goes all the way along our land, and this is where the road used to be. It looks like it took away a good part of the road, about 15 feet of it. It's probably just going to get worse over the years, but it's interesting how so much water accumulates here and runs down here and just digs into the dirt. I don't know how long this has been happening or how long ago they tried to develop this land, but yeah, the water had to go somewhere, and I guess it's better there than on the land. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go to this other point. There's another point over here. So this is the corner of our land here. So pretty much right here, right there, I could see the bar, which is the other corner of our land. Well, I'm already on the other side of the wash, but pretty much from here to that point is the house, and then somewhere over there is the other point. And yeah, so basically from there that way is the road. So 5 acres is a good amount of land, good amount of space. You don't really have to be going out to parks. I mean, if you like going out to parks, you can. But we just go for a walk around our land. So yeah, that's pretty much the other point of our land. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to go ahead and go back into our land, and then walk around to the other point. And this path pretty much gets you to the road on this side that we went ahead and fixed the other day. Up to right here. So we have our sign right there. So pretty much from that bigger tree there all the way over to that other point in the bushes is the land. So this is the front. So this is the front of the land. It's pretty far. The road's been doing good ever since we fixed it. It looks like that worked out, adding the bigger rocks. So what I noticed is that a lot of dirt built up behind the rocks. So that tells me what I gotta do is do the same thing on this side. And the wash will do the work for us. So all these rocks that we put here are stopping all this dirt that's getting dragged down from uphill. And it's filling up on this part and then drops back down over here. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is create another block here. I'm probably gonna use some concrete bags this time and put some concrete bags here and let the wash do the work. I'll just soak them just to get them to dry up, and then all this will get filled back up with dirt. And then I'll see how that works out. But yeah, at least looking all the way down, all this dirt wasn't here. This was all rocks. All that dirt wasn't there. It might have brought the wash up a little higher, maybe. I don't know, maybe from like all the way back there. But this is pretty much as it's gonna. After that, all the dirt's just gonna go over and back down. But that's a solution. But that was a pretty good solution. Now the wash doesn't keep digging down here, making it steeper. It just makes a jump over our road and then drops back down on that side and continues. What it did do was, at least on the edges where the rock stops, it did dig a hole on that side, so that just tells me I gotta add more rocks on the two sides. Just run them all the way to the sides, and then that'll just create a ramp. Go jump over the road, drop back down, and then it'll just keep building up here instead of taking. So it looks like it worked out. I think we're gonna have to wait until next year, though. I don't think it's gonna rain that much anymore to see. We're gonna wait till next year, see if we fixed it. One thing that I have seen around here is a lot of black crickets or grasshoppers, and they're pretty annoying. They tend to come out here later in the day. Let's see if I can record them. They have a black stripe, and the chickens don't eat them. Nothing eats them, and they're all over the place. Yeah, who knows where they are right now, but we're back on our road. This is the main road, or the road in our land. We still gotta add a fence. Maybe in a month or two, I'll go ahead and add a fence. That way, all this stuff, that'll help with the value of the land. Have everything fenced out, and yeah.